Hello, hello. Welcome to the first Sacred Stillness meeting. Sacred Stillness is a mindful moment in your busy week. We are going to be doing these meditations, these moments of pause, the moments to breathe every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can sign up to receive the Zoom information for one or more meetings. These meetings will be free just because I want it to be accessible to everyone. If you cannot be live, still register to receive the recording. Doesn't matter when you do it. If you can do it at 9 a.m. with me, will be perfect. But if not, in the evening, in the weekend, you can wait a few days. It will come to you at the perfect moment for you. So don't worry if you're not watching it live. It's still very useful to register so you can receive the recording. Some of the recordings, I'll put them in YouTube, accessible to everyone for future. But some of them not. So you want to register so I can send you the recording every week or whenever you register. So what is sacred stillness? Sacred stillness was created as a moment to pause, a mindful moment in your week. Why we need to pause? So my divine team, and divine team is those beings, those spirits, those energies that are there to support me, to guide me, to protect me. Your divine team might be different than mine or might be changing over time. Mine is very eclectic. I grew up in a Hindu home, so I have a lot of deities and goddesses and gods that I believe in, that I pray to. But I was also in a Catholic school, so Mother Mary, Jesus is also very present. And as I've grown older, I've been interested in our other cultures, other religions, other spiritual beliefs. These mindful meditations will not be religious per se, it's more spiritual. But take what resonates with you. Take what you feel guided to. Your divine team might be more ancestors, or might be more from your lineage, or from people that you grew up believing in. Some people's divine team are also like authors or painters, depending on the job, that come and inspire them. So your divine team or spirit team or team of light or the universe or divine, whatever you want to call it, is okay. So my divine team has been telling me that we need to pause and we need to breathe. We are rushing from one thing to another. We're not taking moments to just breathe and be present. When we pause, we can listen to our own intuition. We can listen to our divine team. We can listen to the universe, the sounds around you. We can listen to the people around you. Sometimes we are listening to react or to respond and not listening to hear. And so these mindful moments that we are creating during the week, whenever you listen to it, is a moment for you to pause and say, oh, thoughts might come into your mind. So and so told me this. My daughter requested this, and I didn't respond in a very nice way. Or my parents were asking me to be there present, and I haven't had the time. Thoughts might come to you. Don't brush it away. These mindful moments, this sacred stillness, are not silent stillness moments. I will be guiding you however my team wants to. So sometimes will be very meditation-like, sometimes will be reflections, sometimes will be channel messages. Whatever they want me to do, I will do. I will listen to them. And you also use your guidance. So if there's something I say that doesn't resonate to you, just let it pass. If there's something that you are intrigued by, maybe after the call, journal it or have paper and pen with you so you can journal, write notes at the time so you can go back and reflect on it. Or maybe thoughts come, guidance comes, clarity comes. Take advantage of that. The sacred stillness moments are not just so we can be silent and stiff, is stillness so we can listen, so then we can act, so we can move, we can feel, we can sense. I hope this makes sense, but if you have any question about what sacred stillness is, please let me know. So today, as the first session, I want you to be very open-minded to what comes. I sometimes get guidance before the calls on what they want me to focus, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes is at the moment, something might come up that they will guide me through. So be open to what comes for you today. And also, if two people are in the same call, they might receive different things. Because when I do a collective healing or meditation, I ask my guides and ask your guides, your divine team, to give you exactly what you need. So at moments you might feel like you zone out or you fall asleep or you were there, but you don't remember what I said. Maybe that message was not for you. So know that you will always capture what you need at this right time. You can listen to the call again and again, and you'll always capture more and more. It's kind of going deeper into this conversation with the divine or in this conversation with your divine team. So take a moment. If you are live, if you need to take a pause and take water, or if you're in the recording too, take a moment. You can pause this call and just take water. If you need paper and pen, bring it. And then when you're ready, unpause. So as you sit back and you relax in your wherever you are sitting, I just want you to feel where you're sitting. Like if you're sitting in a chair, feel the chair, see how comfy it is, how cushiony it is. Just we're going to come to the present time. I want to ask you to leave behind everything you were doing before this call and leaving aside everything you're doing after the call. And just be present, fully present during this time so you can take advantage of what is here coming. I'm calling all our divine teams, the universe, any being that's here to support us, only beings of light that have our highest and best outcome. So when I say being of lights, they are deities that are very strong and that might consider dark mother or something like that. Doesn't mean that we are pushing them away. Beings of light, for me, it means those beings that have your best interest, my best interest. Those are the ones who are allowed here. It doesn't matter what energy they bring forward, is do they have our best intentions? And they're telling me to use this in your day-to-day life. When you go to a meeting, when you come to your home, after you clean your home, when you're meeting people as friends or socially, say, I'm just going to connect with those who have my best and highest intention. And you will see how you will start interacting with people that will benefit you or you will benefit them, or simply they're there to support you or you're there to support them. And how even if there's a drama, you won't be present, you won't hear it. Or even if there's someone who doesn't have the highest intention for you, you kind of will miss that person. And they're asking you to do this because nowadays there's a lot of polarity sometimes in our homes, in our work, in our world, in our communities. There's a lot of polarity, a lot of different opinions, different decisions, different feelings. And it's not like it's never been there, it's always been there. But sometimes we look past it. And nowadays we cannot. For whatever reason it is, we cannot. And so this is creating a lot of pain for many people. It's also creating some confusion. It's also creating some anxiety because you don't know who you're going to meet, because you don't know what the conversation is going to be, or even because you know what the situation is going to be. Maybe at work, you know certain people, they have their own interests, their own careers, as a priority and you have something else. So as you do this, like I'm only interacting, I'm only inviting, I'm only connecting with those with the highest and best intention for me, you will connect with those people. And synchronicities will happen where you will meet in random places with people that you connect with in a special way that maybe inspire you. They don't have to benefit you in a financial way or in a specific way. Maybe they benefit you giving you peace, just giving you peace. So you don't have to overthink, you don't have to feel anxiety. I want you to take few deep breaths, thinking about this, reflecting about this, thinking of who you have in your surroundings, and also thinking how you are showing up in the world, right? Part is how people react to us or act to us, but part is how we are acting, and part is how we are showing up in the world. Sometimes we might trigger people for nothing because we remind them of someone in the past that didn't treat them well. Maybe our physical aspects, maybe our voice, maybe our tone, maybe how we dress up. And some of the things we don't have any control upon. But some of the things we do, are you speaking with kindness? Are you being compassionate? Are you listening to hear, not to respond, not to react, not to be right? And of course, every circumstance is different, right? If you talk to lawyers, they have to show up in court to win, right? Like to be right. But are they doing it with the truth? Are they doing it authentically? Are they doing it with the full facts? Are they doing it sneaky? Right? Like, are they trying to lie and get the way around? Are they trying to manipulate the ways of going? Of course, maybe you are there to win. Of course, sometimes you are there to be right. You're presenting a project at work and you want to present it so people say yes to. But with what values are you showing up? Are you showing up doing the hardest work you could, getting all the facts and presenting it in a way that's easy for them to understand why this is beneficial? Or are you trying to manipulate? Are you trying to be sneaky? Right? It's how we show up, the values we show up with, the skills we show up with, that determines if you're showing up with good intentions or not. And good and bad, they're putting it in quotes because good or bad are labels we put. We might have had an experience that's bad, in quotes, but maybe avoided us to do something, right? Maybe your car, your tire was flat. You were going to work. You had a flat tire, and you were late. But maybe that avoided you to be witnessing something that you didn't want to witness, or to interact with someone that you didn't want to interact, who didn't have the best intentions, right? We've heard stories of people who have avoided catastrophes and they avoided it because circumstances, right? Like they were safe. Like it seems like a bad situation, like a coffee fell down, so I had to go back home and change my clothes. A flat tire, I missed my bus. It could be a bad situation, but overall, they avoided something bigger. So they want you to know that good and bad is labels we put, but at the bigger scheme, it might be better for you. So now moving forward, they're asking you if something bad or not good happens to you. And they keep on putting in quotes. So that's why I'm saying that tone. Maybe it's not that bad. Maybe it's not that, maybe it was the best outcome for you, right? So take a moment to think about situations, maybe today, maybe in the last week, maybe in the last month, last year, that you think was bad or was not the outcome that you expected. And maybe you know what the outcome was, that the overall outcome was in a different way. Maybe you needed to learn a lesson. Maybe it was so you break a pattern. Maybe it was to be more independent. It could be different things. What was for you? Maybe you're still figuring out what is there for you. So they're inviting you to reflect. Was there a lesson behind it? Did you break a cycle, a pattern? And you might get glimpses. Maybe some of you are more visual, your clairs of seeing is more attuned. And so you might be able to see glimpses of moments and things that happen. Some people might hear it, some people might sense it, some people might feel it. And if you don't, if you cannot do any of that, that's okay. Just sit in stillness and be open to receive messages. Maybe you'll receive it after the meditation. Maybe someone will tell you the outcome or the lesson, or maybe you'll read it in a book or in a post. Just be open to receive it when you are ready to receive it. I love doing these collective meditations, the collective healings, because everyone receives what they are ready to receive. Maybe something will intrigue them, but if they're not ready to hear it, they won't hear it. But it's here for the collective. So take a few deep breaths and promise yourself, make this note to yourself that from now on, when things that are not what you expected, it was not the outcome you expected or how you expected it to go, to give it the benefit of the doubt of like, okay, maybe I was not meant to be there. Maybe I was meant to miss that party and that's why I got sick. Maybe I was meant to be somewhere else. Maybe I didn't need to hear a conversation that would trigger me. Just give it the benefit of the doubt that it didn't happen because your team, your spirit team, your team of light, your divine team is protecting you, is guiding you to a different journey. And when you start looking at that, at things that happen, not as good as bad, but like, who knows, right? Like maybe there's something better for me. We move through life with more compassion, with more gratitude, with more positivity, and with more hope, looking at the future with, okay, I wonder what good is going to come from all of this, what I'm supposed to learn, what new synchronicities are going to come. Like you move in a different way, you show up in a different way. Instead of being angry, upset, you will move with, I don't know what this happened, but maybe something worse could have happened. So they saved me, they protected me. When you do this, they're saying it's not that life will be easy, but life will be easier for you, right? You won't have these ups and downs of things are going good, things are not going good, things are like, or things are going my way and things are not going my way. No, you will take that as divine guidance, divine clarity, divine protection. You will move through life with this attitude that everything is happening for me. You've heard that things are not happening to you, it's happening for you. But when you really embody it, like, I wonder why this happened. They protected me, they redirected me, they did this for me. The divine team, angels, the universe, however you want to call it. You move through life in a way that things will happen because life has to happen. We came here for certain lessons, but they won't be so drastic, right? Instead of going through the ups and downs, like being emotional ups and downs, mental up and down, we'll move like more steady. We'll go up and down, but it will be like a light wave instead of like big waves, rough waves. Just take a deep breath, anchoring this message. Now I want to go back to values. We were mentioning values and how you show up in the world. Values is something that some people might know of, like maybe they were doing a test, or maybe at work they were putting together the mission, the values of the company and the organization, and then of the teams, right? Like you do those exercises. But for some people, values is not something that they are thinking about, right? Values are those pillars in your life that no matter what happens, you abide, you are guided by these pillars. And values might be instilled by parents, grandparents, elders in your family, by teachers, by mentors, by bosses. But you also come with your own values, right? They are like those families, the parents have good values, but the kids don't because maybe the company they hang out with, or maybe what they're listening to in social media, like the values change. They might get like people say brainwashed, but it's basically switching your values. But values, I see, they're mainly your pillars. So to change your values, something big has to happen, or something, or your values were not strong enough in the beginning, right? But the values, like maybe your family, like say, like we are respectful of people. We treat people, we treat guests as in Hindu, in India they say like we treat guests as the divine itself visited us. So you make sure they drink and they eat and they're comfortable and they're taken care of because the divine is coming within, right? Values could be truth for you. Your parents tell you like you don't lie, or the teachers like you don't lie. Even if it's hard, even if it's a hard truth to say, you say it. Even if there are consequences, you say it. Even if we're going to be sad, you say it, because we don't accept lies in this house, right? So the values are those pillars that instill in you, or you create in yourself. And as you grow older, they should be your pillars. Of course, as we grow older, our values switch and we change from environments, right? Like, so maybe you in your parents' house and you lived alone for 10 years, and then you married or you move with someone and then you're with them. So your values will switch by the surroundings that you have, of course. If you are in a company that is all cutthroat and everyone is looking for themselves, even if your values is to be compassionate and kind, you'll be like, either I leave the company, right? Because this is not my place, or I need to be like them. And those are temporary values that you might say, okay, temporarily at work, I'm going to be like this, right? But you will see that if your value is like, I can't be cutthroat, I need to be kind and compassionate, it's not my way to lie or to manipulate people, you will not feel comfortable. You're going against your values, you're going against your pillars. What happens then is that it shakes your life. You might feel anxiety, you might get physically sick, something will happen that will push you back, that this is not your value, this is not who you are. So you can't continue in this environment. So as an exercise, if you want to this week, look at your values. What is important for you? And if you don't know what values could be, like what are the examples of values, online you can look for a checklist of values. They have even tests online that you can do to figure out what are your main core values. I want to point that exercise when they want you to do this exercise, um, to find out what your values are, because those are like your pillars. They are like your compass. And when you are strong in your values, then you will determine who you are around with, who you meet with, who you create relationships with at work, in family, friends, socially, what opportunities you're looking for, how you do your job also. So it's an important exercise to look at your values and see if you're proud of your values, if you are happy with your values, or if there's something that you want to work with, right? Like, imagine you grow up in an environment that was very hostile, maybe too many fights and too much anger. Maybe one of your values is like, I need to be safe from anyone who is shouting or is loud, right? And your value is to avoid that. And your value can become, I'm going to speak with kind words in a tone that people accept. But the same person, the same environment, another person can say, my value is like, I'm going to be louder. I will always be the louder in the room. I'll always be the strongest in the room, right? Like, your values is part in your environment, but also part of your nature. And you can change them, right? Like, people go to therapy and they say, yeah, I used to lie a lot. I used to lie to my parents, to school, to this, and to my partner. I don't want to lie anymore, right? And they go to therapy, they ask for help, they go for healings to work on those things that they don't appreciate. That's kind of called shadow work in spirituality, when you have values or pillars in your life that you're like, it reaches to a point that you don't want them, or you want to change them, or it's not longer working for you. And you do shadow work, you do therapies, you might do other things that work for you. So the divine team is putting kind of like it's kind of like a crystal. I see a crystal above your head, above your crown chakra. The crown chakra is above our head, like an inch above our head, in the center where our crown would be. And this crystal has a gift for you. This crystal has a message for you. So observe the crystal, how many faces it has, what color it has, is it shiny, is it translucent, is it not? For everyone, it's a different crystal, but it's shining, like there's a golden aura to that crystal because it's coming from the divine team. And this is a gift they have for you to realize the blessings in your life. We might not be in a perfect time, we might not be going through easy times, but they are blessings. And they want you to notice them, to be more aware of them, to take a moment to acknowledge them, to feel the gratitude in your body, in your soul. Maybe to say it as a prayer, or just say, thank you, God, or thank you, divine, or I'm grateful for this. I'm fortunate. And this crystal is going to be along the weeks as we are working. They're going to be with you right now, that letting it enter through your crown chakra. Chakras are points of light in our body, the seven main chakras that everyone knows, but actually we have hundreds of chakras in our body, and just points of light where light comes in, light goes out. Energy comes in, energy goes out. So we are going to let the crown chakra to open and let this crystal come in, and it's going to sit today in your third eye. Your third eye is in the middle of your forehead. Third eye is supposedly the chakra where we see the unseen. but also is wisdom, also is clarity. And I put in that crystal there, and you might notice it. You might feel a pulsating in your forehead, in your third eye, or maybe vibration. And even if you don't feel or see anything, know that is happening. Our energetic body is intelligent, so it will happen. And as it stays there, they're activating it to help you see the unseen, to help you see beyond what you have in front of you, to help see through the facade, through the mask that people put in, through the post that someone wrote. There might be in social media or in emails, you receive some message that triggers you. See beyond that. See beyond the words that they've written. See beyond that. See, is the person hurting? Is the person going through something? Maybe that's why they hurt. They wrote such cruel or hurtful words. Maybe someone speaks something to you and see beyond that. Are they trying to hide something for their own safety? Maybe I don't make them feel safe. There's a lot going now in the world, a lot. But take a moment to see beyond what you see with your eyes, to see beyond the facade, the mask, the words, the presentation, to see the true intention of that person or the true outcome of that situation. We're asking your divine teams to activate it to help you so it becomes easier. And maybe also to guide you, right? To make synchronicities happen, to guide you to the best outcome for you, to the best timeline for you. And we are going to thank our own divine teams for the messages today, for this beautiful gift of this crystal gemstone. And I want you to write it down what crystal it was, because it might switch, it might change for you. So, what crystal was it? What color was it? How did it look? And maybe you can even research, right? Like maybe you saw a ruby or an emerald. What is the meaning of that crystal? Maybe you just saw a blue stone, a blue crystal. You don't know what crystal it is. It's fine. Look for the meaning of blue in spirituality or in energetic. There might be messages for you that you need to receive, that you need to hear. I want you to take 3 deep breaths at your own rhythm, thanking your team for being here, thanking my team for allowing me to be a channel for you, thanking you for taking out the time to be here with me during this healing, this meditation, this sacred stillness moment. You can start feeling your body, coming to the present time, maybe feeling where you were sitting again, hearing the sounds around you. You can stretch a bit if you feel like you need to. When you are ready, you can open your eyes. How do you feel? I hope this moment of stillness, of sacred stillness, help you notice, hear something that you wouldn't have otherwise, that help accelerate some learning or accelerate some perspective. Take a moment Drink some water, drink lots of water. When we do these meditations, we are energizing our body. We're allowing the divine team to energize your body. So take a moment to pause, to drink water, to take a breather, whatever is your moment, right? To integrate all the messages. I would love to hear what you felt, what you saw, clarity that you got. You can send me an email privately. You can chat with me. You can, I'm going to post this in YouTube. You can share it in the comments or in the social media. I would love to hear if this help so it can help me guide you in the future. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, beautiful rest of your week. May it be blessed. May it be full of surprises, joyful surprises. May it be peaceful. Sending you so much love and a big hug, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.